Hi there, Cookie. I have an alert for you. Alert, alert, alert. Wee woo, wee woo. The PulseChain PLS OA funded addresses are shuffling money around. Now, you can go and look through the stream of the addresses. I haven't checked them myself, friends. There's a lot of things to do. But basically, what they've said has been happening is addresses have been net zero. So one address is sold. One bunch of addresses has sold $500,000 of DAI worth, and another one has net bought. Okay, so that's what's been happening on. So I'm just here to interject. Okay, so you can see, firstly, let's look at the addresses. You can go and have a look at the addresses here. This is one of the buying ones, smacking it, selling, buying, and people are saying it's shuffling money through. It's probably trying to just disperse money around. Me interjecting, guessing, friends, because we don't know what's going on. We don't really need to have expectations at all. We're just gonna, it either works out or it doesn't. We all know that's the ride we're on. I've described it as market maker behavior. Now, I don't know. I promise you, I really don't know. This is really just taking a stab in the dark. Okay? So the speculation is, first you buy off the weak hands, and then people will front run price discovery higher. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you on the chart here how that actually kind of works. But it's not free. You can't just do this out of nowhere. You actually need net buyers. You can't just do this like, oh, wow, I've got the G. I'm just going to manipulate the price up. No. It doesn't work like that at all. There needs to be activity. You're basically trading. Okay, so what's happening is, if you were to do this, if we even go down on a daily chart so we can see, I guess the goal is, you flushed it up. All right, now people buy. So there's net buyers up here. Then you've distributed a bit. Okay, but what's happened is, you see in this zone up here, actually it's more like up here, there's new net buyers. So there are more people who have now entered in, right? We can actually draw the people, right? The people, right? There's like one person here. See, more people have come. And then I'm guessing, once again guessing, that they do another flush up, back up to here. Now they go like this, okay? And I'm speculating that more people are now going to enter up here. But this address is still net. So what's happening is, these people, where did they come from? They're on the sidelines, friends. They're the people with money on the sidelines. They could have been watching your friend Somi's SuperTrend, for example. We can look at the SuperTrend, just looking in here. Okay, they're probably, for example, they're just waiting for the trend to change. So this is, see this green line is, so this trend has changed. You flipped up above. Now if we go back to the daily so you can see, as we move up here, more people have joined. So what's actually happened is, you've pushed it up, there's been new net buyers join, and then you've like exited, but the new buyers remain. So I'm not sure if it's technique. I'm not sure if Greg the Duck, he's done this before. I'm going to guess he has. Maybe that's how early Hex was pumped. Maybe. Just guessing. And he probably knows what he's doing. He's probably watching the addresses. He probably knows, okay, sweet. We got to get this thing moving. We got to get people in, because maybe the firecracker cannon is coming. Maybe. So this might be a technique to maximize the amount of people coming in. I'm just guessing. Once again, friends, it's just, no one really knows, man, at the end of the day. So as this happens, though, perhaps then you get another thrashing drive up. And you see these people here, you might have like an explosion of people back up here. And it really is parabolic like that. It really is, okay? So you might get a lot of people up here. And then if that address distributes again, it just does net and it moves money around. You're seeing more and more people come in. Now, you might say, well, can't you just do this forever? No, you can't. Because there are people who are inside the system here. Let's just draw a shark emoji, right? People who are like, oh, golly gee, I'm happy with my 9x, which is actually a lot, actually, to be honest, okay? 9x from down there. So they'd be happy here. And these sharks, if they start dumping here, these people, right, you start losing them. because they start paper handing down and you bring the price back lower. But I'm just showing you different players and people coming in and just having a look at what could possibly be happening, okay? Because we don't really have a full-on 100%, there's no expectations in this. And, repeating too, only happens if you have net buyers. You can't just do this out of nowhere. I'm going to assume it's been done before and it's working. We don't know the exact plan. There are addresses moving. There's also the question of, so here is a Twitter fighter who's doing all the on-chain stuff. So the first thing he mentions though, OA funded addresses have sold for 537,000 DAI. And then he goes through everything they're minting, BTC. Too long, didn't read. 500K from the PulseChain SAC funds was shuffled through the Pulse side pool to the origin address, daughter addresses on chain. So look, just telling it to you bluntly, friends. This is where people are going to mess it up because they're going to paper hand themselves out of the position. Crypto is a long duration bet. The city either gets built and flourishes, or it just ends up being a cabin in the woods and then like a little gust of wind just blows you apart. There's no in between. You don't have a flourishing village where maybe people are drinking coconut juice and doing handstands and raising kids and chickens and stuff. You don't get that middle world. It's either glory or not. This is crypto, right? That's actually technology. It's either 0 or 100x. So when you see the origin address funded wallet has sold, it's not the origin address. I guess it's origin address funded or rumored or whatever. Could be Richard Hart. We don't know what's going on. If you're looking at that and that concerns you, you're not going to make it, because basically you got to take a page out of Mr. Wescott Crypto's book. He's like, look, man, I'm just gonna let this guy do it again, okay? And many other people who are content creators and streamers and just influencers out there, they're just like, look, there's a leader. That's it. We're riding behind it. Do or die. This happened in Bitcoin. This happened in Ethereum. Still happens in Ethereum, by the way. People, still friends, still. Just got to remind you, okay? Because I think it's super important just to like keep this in the back of our minds. Actually, the front of our minds. Vitalik was called to rescue Ethereum, right? Vitalik was called. Let's move this SuperTrend off. When was he called to rescue Ethereum, friends? Right here. Let's draw a big fat red arrow. So show you right here. Look how long ETH BTC has been going down. It dropped for 468 days. It lost 40% against Bitcoin. And then Vitalik, right here, he gets called up. And that's when Vitalik releases his roadmap. That's when Vitalik comes out and says, golly gee. And then he starts giving financial advice in a non-financial advice way. He goes and replies to somebody on Twitter Roonies, and he tweets and he says, look, not financial advice, but you should have a boring portfolio. You should never do 2x leverage or more than 2x. You never do more leverage than that. Your portfolio should be boring. It shouldn't be like so exciting. And I'm thinking, those are very interesting words to use from a 4,000 IQ alien whose ICO started at 30 cents, whose smart contract platform changed the whole game of crypto and was an expansion pack of Bitcoin. That's very interesting words to say, let's do the boring thing. Like, your coin is up 7,100x from the ICO. Ethereum was known, friends, as move fast, break things fast, adapt and change. That's why Cardano, shout out to Charlie Boy Hoskinson, probably a friend of the channel, right? Charlie, Chuck, their approach in Cardano land is, let's do things slower. Let's do 50 white papers. Let's, okay, what does this logo look like in blue? Let's go change it to pink. Let's go ask 1,000 people. Okay, they're very, very meticulous like that. And then that's the process, okay? Now, obviously, as you can see, Ethereum's way of let's throw things and thrash around and break things fast, it's succeeded fast, but it's got the network effect. And also big but. Ethereum can't do that now. That's why we're in PulseChain, for example. That's why you have more PulseChain exposure or more altcoin leverage exposure. It's because Ethereum, they hit a point where there's just too many billionaires in it at risk. There's too many billions of dollars at risk now it's like, all right, let's think twice about the things we do, right? Now with Bitcoin, the whole idea of Bitcoin, it's so like conservative that they can't really do that because it's meant to be, you know, the money base of the whole crypto internet. So when you see something like this, okay, you see daughter addresses and stuff moving around, people who are paper handing, they may be like, oh, something linked to the origin address may or may not have clicked sell. Like, if you honestly think Richard Hart or Greg the Duck or anybody is, after all this effort, after all these years fighting the corrupt SEC, the outrage marketing, to the videos, to the Hex movie, to being around and forming a base and having whales and maybe whale friends to sweep up the prices, all that effort and all the millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars put in, and the websites and Matty Allen's conferences, if you honestly think they're just going to click sell now, just sell now and leave. I'm telling you, just quit and leave. Just, honestly, please do everyone a favor. Just get out right now because you are not going to make it because it's going to get really rumbly and tumbly. This roller coaster, man. Hex is doing minus 80% dips. If you want to see what it was doing, man, just to show you what was like back then, I mean, you can have a look. Just these big fat dips, right? These ones down here, 60%. This one, 87%. Of course, and this one was like, hey, the 99.48% dip. See what I mean? So there's just going to be a lot of volatility on these weeks along the way. When you look at this chart, think about it. Maybe it happens like this. You don't know, man. This is where we launched, by the way. So I think it's cool, right? I think let's clean it up. Let's clean it up. I think we can just observe where we were in May on the launch. See, what I don't like about the daily candles, friends, is like some of these daily candles, they just look so big. I don't like looking at it. I just like looking at these nice, clean weekly candles. The weekly, this is the top here, around here. This is about, it peaked at almost 3x above day one sack. So if you go around here, it's about, it's actually 2x away. That's something to think about, actually. I could have sworn this was a 3x, but I guess everybody on average was 3x. So yeah, those are the distances it's still got to cover. Still got a 2x to clear the zone. What happens here? Well, I hope we don't have to go through this, but we might. You got to rinse some soy boys. You got to go back. You got to rinse the other soy boys. Okay, so you've had soy boys rinse. Okay, so firstly, weekend's gone. Soy boys gone. Then you have more non-believers gone. This is the, oh my God, we're back to that portfolio before it all dropped. And then moonshot. That's what we might be gearing up for. And what we're seeing right now, perhaps, is, testing out. Are there people front running? Are there bots? Are there new people coming in? Activity? It is what it is, friends. You just got to let it play out. You got to let it play out. You're not the captain of the ship. I'm not the captain of the ship. Now you can really see, look at these details going on. Imagine you were the fly on the wall in every meeting behind all the Bitcoin insiders, Ethereum insiders. Like, friends, just to give you an idea, right? You think, oh, Bitcoin's decentralized, everything's going to go great. Yes. Well, in Bitcoin land, man, like during the bear market, friends, during the bear market of the FTX collapse down here, right? See, around down here, okay? When we collapsed, Dan Held, friend of the channel, okay? Dan Held is a fierce, ferocious Bitcoin maxi. He's more of a moderate Bitcoin maxi. He believes it's okay for Ethereum to exist. He just thinks that Bitcoin's cool and is going to end up winning. He's not a hater or anything. He's just a Bitcoin maxi. And you know what? If you gave me 5,000 Bitcoin and told me to be Bitcoin maxi, I'd probably be one too, okay? I don't know if he has that much, but he's got a lot. Okay, so Dan Held leaked DMs. It came out at the worst time during the bear market. Leaked DMs, friends. Bitcoin was still around here. Someone's in the DMs. It's going down. Bitcoin's like 35K. And someone had a convo with him. Bitcoin hit like 26 here. And we're here. And the convo with him basically said something like, hey, I'm scared Bitcoin goes below 20,000. He's like, nah, it won't go below 20,000. Don't worry about that. Like that'll ruin the chart. That's like really, really bad for everything. The fundamentals will look really bad after that. What do you think happened next, friends? Bang. By the way, the leak of that convo came out here. It came out at the bottom. So, see what I mean? Like, imagine you had a portfolio that you had to manage and you think you're the captain, and then you hear a fierce, ferocious Bitcoin maxi say, if we go below 20K, we're finished. Like, it's all over. The whole thing's gone. It's finished. And then it does. You would have been one of the people who sell down here, right? You would have sold 20K, 19, 18, sold on the FTX collapse, 16K. Guess what happened? That was a low. That was a low. We ended up popping from there 300%. So 200%, a 3x. So, you know what I mean? It doesn't always help you to have the knowledge to be the fly in the wall of the war room and the strategy and all these. That's why it's really important to think about that long-term trend. Are we onboarding more people than currently exists today? And don't ask me. Ask the charts. Ask the data. Total active wallets has been going up, right? Now, I think this is to do with the origin address splitting up money. But look at these, friends. Even before it, it's just been going up. Look at this. More and more addresses coming. People coming in. This is total active addresses. Total active wallets daily, friends, is now 20,500. That's cool. Interesting, right? Because if you look at the total, it peaked at 50,000 on the first day. And now we're at 20,000. You know, so you're seeing, right? It used to be, you could go down here, friends. Look, we were bottoming out at 10,000. And now we're back up to like 20,000. It's crazy, friends. It's crazy. And by the way, I'm just going to show you now. From Metcalfe's law, ladies and gentlemen, and squirrels and pups and ducks, if you 2x the user base, you 4x the price, right? Yes. Well, we went from 10,000 daily users at the low to now 20,000. That is a 2x of the user base. How high did we go up, friends? That's a 4x. You have now seen it live. Metcalfe's law working. We went from 10,000 daily users and the price was 3,300 units. It was 67% below day one sack. From 10,000 daily active users. And then we went to 20,000 daily active users. So we 2x'd the user base and the price has 4x'd. You've seen it, man. You've seen it literally from this point. From here to here. We had 10K people. Now we have 20K daily active people. This, by the way, yes, theoretically you can game it and screw it around, but isn't it beautiful that we can see it? So now, as your friend, I will now tell you how I'm thinking is, well, I wonder what 100,000 daily active users feels like. Because that's another 5x from here. 100,000 flatline daily active users. Beautiful. That would be a 25x price increase. That's big. If we want to get to Corridanzo, by the way, Corridanzo, they have about 50,000 daily users. So it would be about a 2.5x of the user base. So if you do 2.5 times 2.5, it's about a 6x on the whole ecosystem, which is crazy, right? Because yes, if you do a 6x, friends, that will roughly match the user base to get to Corridanzo. I think that's easily achieved. 6x is nothing. And of course, you attach a little bit of euphoria because there are people who come in and start using stuff just because they're being used by everybody else. And then there's a volatility in that. So there you go. Do you want to trust those numbers? I do. Other people, if you want to look at the on-chain stuff, origin address here and there, it's cool. It's cool to see it moving and what it's doing here and there. But, you know, the long-term gains where we're here. What we're here for. Make sure you like, subscribe, bell button, or catch you soon.